Let me turn off the sound because I always forget. And then bring us up. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Beautiful. All right. Live chat. Perfect. Okay. So we are going to talk about, hi, Ricky, Mabon tonight because it is really close now. Mabon is, technically it's Sunday night or really early Monday morning. It's like 3:30 in the morning on the East Coast. Is the actual time of the autumn equinox. So we're going to talk about it tonight. Hi, Austin. How are ya? How are ya? How is everybody? I need a little more light. I put the light in front of me this time, which is good, but I'll figure it out. I don't know yet. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Renee. Hi, Lene. Hi, Bob Ravenheart. How are you, sweetheart? How is everyone doing tonight? So I'm okay. You may have seen my posts about Jaco coming, the state coming. And hi, long-haired, skinny-eyed toe. Unicorn, hello. Unicorn Cody, I love it. You thought about being a Wicca? Cool. Cool, cool. Laying in bed, relaxing. Hi, Denise. Hi, Danny. So you may have seen my post about Jaco. I had to answer questions yesterday because I was at the office, and then today I got to my office, which is in like a suburb, and my boss called me and said, guess what? Jaco's coming out there today. Even though she already like saw you ask questions and stuff, but they have to see the Penfield office. And I'm like, great. And then like, I don't know how long it was, a couple hours. I got everything ready. I got everything. I mean, everything was ready pretty much anyway. But you know, when somebody important is coming and you kind of close everything out and you make everything look good and you make sure all the doors are shut and there's no boxes around and all that shit. But anyways, then she called me and said, oh, they've canceled the visit for today. That doesn't mean they won't come back tomorrow, but at least I didn't have to deal with them today, I guess. I just can't wait till they're done and we know they're done and get out. So, I miss you too. I was saying, I don't know if Cass is going to be on tonight, Cassandra, but she was talking about in the squirrel chat that next, not this coming up weekend, but the following weekend is Buffalo's pagan pride. Well, this weekend is Syracuse's pagan pride. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I can figure out how to go. So if any of you are local and want to go, let me know. It's Saturday this weekend, by the way. So hi, Kelsey. Thank you. Hi, Red Rum. Yay, you got the notification. Hi, Sydney. Ready for Mabon? Yay. Hi, Elia. I am on. Hi, Johnny. You got notification. Yay, good. People are getting them. That's a good thing. M.A., hello. Phelan. I'm a bit annoyed at the moment. My half gallon of milk disappeared. Uh-oh. Somebody drank your milk. Doesn't that suck? I hate that because I hate it when I get it too. Ben is working this Saturday too. Boo! No working, just quit. Who cares? Aren't you working pretty much every weekend now? Has the Ravenheart is doing a, what do I want to say? You know, the Scare Fest. What the hell is it called? I'm totally losing my mind tonight. Is that this weekend? You know what I'm talking about, Ravenheart. I know lots of people don't know what I'm talking about, but you do. I'm telling you. Actually, I might put my socks on because I got haunted hayride. Thank you. What to be a Wicca? Okay, so Austin. Actually, it's funny. I was going to tell you this. I'm not a Wicca. There's several different subspecies almost of paganism. So paganism is a big umbrella. Starts the 4th of October, and then you'll really be busy. So paganism is a big umbrella term for all nature-based religions, and that includes a whole lot of different religions. And Wicca is just one of them. So it would be like if you said Christianity in general, and then you had like Presbyterian, Catholic, Evangelical, Baptist, all that kind of thing. Wicca is just one of those like subgroups. So I technically don't call myself Wiccan. I'm an eclectic pagan witch, if you have to identify me that way. Wow, these socks really stuck. Hi, Ben. Thank you. But that is a very common thing to say Wicca, because that's the most like well-known one, especially in the States. So that's common to say that. Don't like feel bad for saying that, because a lot of people think that if you're a witch, and also a witch is a different term altogether. You don't have to be pagan to be a witch, and you don't have to be a witch to be pagan. So they're kind of separate. But YouTube notification. No, you didn't miss much at all. It just came on. Did you guys unplug, JoJo? Or, turn off, whatever? Thank you. All right. Are you getting used to your pretty hair? Not even close, Ricky. But thank you. I'm not getting used to it at all. I love how I have to refresh and then it gives me an ad on my own video. Okay. So hello, everyone I missed. Sorry. Hi, Marcy. Do I have to read and practice for a year to become a witch? Okay. So, Unicorn Cody. It depends on who you're asking. If you intend on practicing under a specific person, hi Shauna, then some of those, or a specific coven, some of those require different things. I've said before, if you ask me, I think that's silly. Because when you're first starting out, especially when you're first starting out on the path and you're trying to learn everything you can, you really want to do everything you can to see what energies you grasp onto and what energies you connect with. And how do you know if you even really want to be a pagan or a witch or whatever until you get out there and start doing it? So I don't really subscribe to that idea of you're not allowed to practice anything until a year and a day. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But my motto is always, if it works for you, it works. So if you are going to be in a coven that subscribes to that, then you have to kind of go by their rules. But yeah, I think that's silly. You have created such a safe place for me. Well, I'm glad. I try to, hi Fairy World, thank you. I try to create a place for everyone, and that's kind of the point. And it kind of annoys me when pagans cannot get along with other pagans and try to say this is the right way and this is the wrong way and stuff. That just drives me nuts, because part of the reason most of us turn to this path is because the spiritual path that we were on before was very restricting and, said there was only one right way to get into heaven, or there was only one right way to feel about things, or, and so for us to do that, I think is really silly. But that's just my opinion. That's why I'm here. That's why everyone loves you. You guys are too sweet. Okay, so let's talk about Mabon. You always go live at 1 a.m. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I know. That's terrible. I know it. There's you can always watch back. I know it's not the same as, when you get to interact and stuff, and I tried to do some other lives before, so other people who are on the other side of the world there across the pond can join in too. Hi, Papa Squirrel. That's okay. Don't worry about being late. It's no big deal. You haven't missed much. You know me. I kind of run at the mouth for a while. Hi, Courtney. My Gryffindor traits make me hard to follow the rules, so I'm like, live and let live. Exactly. Okay, so Papa Squirrel, thank you. What is this Mabon thing? Perfect. Yes, it is a holiday and not a species of monkey in the rainforest, as far as I know. Absolutely. This is my first video I've watched in a few weeks. Well, we've missed you too, Tyler. Okay, so let's talk about Mabon. I was going to do this upstairs because I have my Wheel of the Year thing upstairs, and I don't think I have one hanging up down here. But, so if you are a pagan, which, again, a pagan just means you follow a nature-based path. The spiritual path that you feel connected to is based on the cycles of nature, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the seasons, that kind of thing. And in that, it has 8 spiritual holidays that we recognize as pagans throughout the year. And so the Wheel of the Year turns, and as we go through each one, I try to talk a little bit about what it is and where it came from and that kind of thing. So Mabon is right after we just celebrated Lunasa, or Lammas. Some people call it Lammas. And that was the end of August. So the end of, or that was August 1st, I'm sorry. So the end of September is Mabon. And Mabon is the second harvest holiday of the year. It's the second harvest festival. It's also the autumn equinox. So there's 2 equinoxes a year, and there's 2 solstices a year. And that follows the sun and the moon paths. And what that means is the equinox is when night and day are equal lengths. So equinox, equal. Hi, Jazz. And so that's a big deal. That's a time of celebration. It's the coming of the end of summer. It is the harvest time. So back in the day, before, we all had electric and all that kind of stuff, people would go out in the fields and they would harvest pumpkin spice lattes. Of course it can. Of course it's a part of this, because it's all about the harvesting of what is starting to come into bloom at this time. And so back in the day, they'd have to harvest all their food and grain. And at this time, it was apples and squash and starting to be pumpkins a little, and corn still, and wheat. And so when you look around, it's daylight savings time at November 21st. That's a good question. I never remember when daylight savings time is. That sounds right though, but I'm not sure, Trevor. So they would harvest all this stuff and have a celebration for the end of the harvest year. There's one more harvest to come, which is Samhain. I'm loving this holiday already. Yay! No problem. I saw pumpkins in front of Walmart today. Yay! Went to Trader Joe's and oh Lord, bought all the fall. Yay! I know. This weekend I think I'm going to Trader Joe's for sure. Pumpkin spice are very magical. They keep the devils away. So they would bring in the harvest and they would have a big celebration because they're getting ready to store stuff for the dark half of the year. Because when the dark half of the year happened, they couldn't grow anything anymore. So they had to make sure they had enough so they had 3 harvest festivals towards the end of the year here, and they had to make sure they had enough. It is the end of a pagan's year. The autumn soup in a jar. That sounds good. That sounds really good. There's lots of recipes. It is the end of the pagan year. So we're looking back on the whole year that was. Samhain, we recognize Samhain as the new year for witches. Witches' New Year. Ways to celebrate in a broom closet? Yes, absolutely, Redmond. Yeah, Redmond. Red rum for sure, absolutely. And I will get to that, I promise. It is Samhain is the witch's new year, so we celebrate the new year at Samhain, which is October 31st. And we thank you, Unicorn Cody. I love your little unicorn. That is the cutest thing. Thank you, thank you. So we're looking back at the rest of the year. We're saying, how did we do this year? Change my name to Redmond. What happened this year that I want to change? Was there good stuff that came up that I want to remember and kind of celebrate that and try to make that a habit? Is there habits that I want to get rid of before the new year? Is there, it's really, a lot of people call it pagan Thanksgiving. So at my house, we make a huge feast. All right, I'm going to say we as kind of a, it's a lie, because really my husband makes a huge feast. If any of you have seen my channel long enough, you know I don't cook anything, like ever. And you don't want me to. But thank goodness my husband stays involved and he cooks. So he cooks a huge meal. We do a big meal to celebrate all the harvest that's coming in and the end of the year, and we get together with as much family as we can get together, which really is our boys, their girlfriends, friends that want to come over. I might DoorDash. Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. And again, if any of you are local and you want to come, Mabon is definitely an open holiday that I welcome as many people as want to come into my house. Absolutely. And we have a big feast. And we talk about what's happened over the year, and we, do some cool stuff outside to celebrate the harvest. For any of you who follow the Fae, this is the last holiday that the Fae can be involved with. For the most part, there's little Fae that don't really stay on the other side of the veil after this either. There's like brownies that are around during Yule time and stuff like that. But for the most part, most of the Fae at Samhain, they are tucked behind that side of the veil, because at Samhain, that starts the spirit really side of the veil more. So yes, let's talk about ways to celebrate. I'm looking for my glasses, which are on my head. Ways to celebrate if you're in the closet. There is lots and lots of ways to celebrate because this is kind of one of our more normal holidays, I would say. It's a lot easier to get away with more when you're in the closet still, because this is kind of the harvest season and Halloween stuff comes out and Thanksgiving stuff starts coming out for, Canada and for the United States. So there's more that you can get away with in this holiday for sure. Now, did I see a question here? In ancient harvest festivals, they made sure they had food for winter, yes, and their family for the community. For my part of the ritual is to donate food to a local shelter. Awesome. That is definitely one of the things that you can do to honor the Mabon festival, is to donate to a local homeless shelter, donate to a food bank near you. And that is in the spirit of giving, right? When we have so much in this day and age, even if we don't have a whole lot, and we donate into the local food bank, that is incredible. Absolutely. Where his family buys a goat. Wait, I got to see this. His family buys a goat. They keep a third, give the neighbor a third, and the rest is donated. I like that. In the closet, go to Mama's house. That's true. Because you will, there's no way I could be in the closet at my house, for sure. Everything is here. Thank you, Fairy World. Or Fairy World. I never noticed that it was that. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong before. I donate to honor the best mama on YouTube. Aww. You are the sweetest. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about other stuff. Seek a night, especially on Mabon if you can. But seek a night that you can spend kind of under the stars. It is the last of the warm weather, really. By Samhain, at least up here, by Samhain, it's getting pretty chilly and it's harder and harder to be outside at night. I have to tell you that the last couple, I don't know, last week probably, I have gone outside at night after 11 o'clock and done some moon gazing. And it has been, for me, it's perfect because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. I can put a sweatshirt on and I could sit out there for hours, and the bugs really aren't out anymore because it's a little bit of a nip in the air. It is the perfect time to spend some time outside and just connect with the night because there's a lot more of that coming. Lots more coming. What else? Indulge in the fruits of the season. So one of the things that happen is pumpkin lattes are coming out. Corn, get some sweet corn. You know how good sweet corn is when you can get fresh sweet corn from a farmer's market or a stand down the street or 90 plus degrees. Oh, Papa Squirrel, no thank you. That's the one thing I have to say. New York has gorgeous autumns. Gorgeous. Yes, second harvest is fruit harvest. Absolutely. And that includes stuff like pumpkins and squash and apples. Apples are my favorite, and that's the biggest fruit of Mabon is apples, and that has to do with Persephone, which I'll get to. But if you have ever cut, that's why I have tons of apples on my altar, by the way. I have apple candles. I have an apple hot plate. I have fake apples. I have other apple candles. And that apple candle, and that. So I have apples all over the place. Did you know if you cut an apple in half this way, if you cut it in half right across the top here, and you open it up, there's a pentacle inside. The seeds make a pentacle, five-pointed star, or yeah, five-pointed star inside. And people talk about for Persephone. Bedtime, bye, Ricky. Good night, sweetheart. So get some of those kind of foods. Doesn't get cooler here until maybe November, December. Yuck. In Algeria, it's hot right now. So as my first Mabon, I will be thankful for the warmth going away, right? So, celebrate with some of those kind of foods with soups and stews and put some carrots in there, whatever is growing around you. And if that means if you are, save apple seeds from Mabon, especially to use during new moon spells. Yes. Good tip, Deb, for sure. Yes, yes, yes. If you are, I totally lost it. Damn it. Soups, stews, Mabon. Nope. Pew, flew right out of my head. Oh, I'm such a squirrel. All right. Reflect on patience and perseverance. And how does that connect with Mabon? Hold on. I gotta open up my notes a little bit more. Okay, so this is the time when acorns have become fully ripe, and they start to drop from the oak trees, which are a big, big thing. Acorns are a big thing at Mabon too. Meditate on the patience it takes to create a great tree from such a little acorn. So that is part of what we're talking about too, is the majesty of what happens when we pull everything in and we kind of wait for the winter. And this is the time where we really start pulling, our outside leaves and branches in. You collected some acorns today. I've collected a bunch. What did I do with the ones I just got at Cassie's house? I can't remember. How can I use oak and acorn? Use them on your altar. Use them for decoration. There's all kinds of stuff you can put them on a necklace. I was talking to Cassie the other day, and I don't have them down here. The caps of the acorns, if you take the caps off or you find a whole bunch of little caps, you can put glue, tumbled stones, tumbled crystals with the caps of the acorns on and give them out as gifts for the harvest. They look super cute and they're really cool. The hazelnuts are out and ready. Yep, absolutely, for sure. Yes, and then you can wear them for necklaces too. If you get the tumbled stones that are beads, you know, you can put string through them and make necklaces out of them. They make emergency whistles. I did not know that, Katie. Emergency whistles. Hi, Serana. Enjoy the vine harvest. So what else is coming out? Wine, because grapes are coming out finally, although around here it's a little bit later still. But autumn is a time to celebrate the intoxicating fruit of the vine. Celebrate with friends. 2 gifts of the vine's child. Cast off any inhibition that has held you back, or seek the green man in the trees. Starts blowing on acorns to try to make them whistle, right? Make a prosperity candle. So again, as we go to the end of the year, we're talking about what has worked for us and what hasn't. As we look to the new year, we really want to talk about maybe making a prosperity candle for the new year. Make it a big one. Do I have my, no, of course I don't have my super big ones right here. You know, the big 3 or 4 wick candles. Make that a prosperity candle. Put some prosperity herbs around it. Put some green sage on top of it. Draw some prosperity symbols into it. Put gold around it. There's all kinds of things you can do to make a prosperity candle for the new year. What was I gonna say? How are we doing here? Hold on. Hi, Hexen just came in. Hi, sweetheart. Too young for wine. I'll stick to grape juice. Well, I'll tell you, little Dandelion, one of my favorite things, and I'm not a big alcohol drinker. I just never have been. One of my favorite things is getting, oh shit, can I remember the name of it now? If you get kosher grape juice, and there's a specific one, and I can't remember the name of it, of course, but if you get kosher grape juice, it tastes divine. That's as close to wine as you can get, because you can taste the harvest in the grape, and it's so good. And so when this kind of, you know, Mabon starts coming, I usually get the kosher grape juice because I love it. Kadeem, thank you, Lisa. That's the one. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good, Kadeem. I buy it every year, and it is so good. And it's totally pure. There's nothing else in it but the grapes. And it's like you picked them right off the vine and ate them. So good. I prefer white grape juice. And do that too. They have all kinds of really good. If you go to the specialized store for juice, or the specialized section, they have some amazing, incredible, like all organic juices that are really yummy. Hi, Rhonda. Welsh sparkling grape. That sounds really good too. I have lavender essential oil, but it's a spray, and it said not to use in a flame. I bought it for my candles. Be careful then. It's funny, my cousin is getting married this weekend. I haven't told him it's on a pagan holiday. You did it. No, don't tell him if it's going to upset him. You're welcome. Good night, Papa Squirrel. I casted my first spell about 3 days ago, and I got my sign today. Yay! Well, congratulations. Congratulations, for sure. Okay. What else? Hold on here. Oh, what did I do? No. I'm trying to do my mouse. Oh, I can put it over here. I always forget that there's no cord anymore. Oh, isn't that terrible? Okay. Make a list of gratitude. The prettiest way I've ever seen to do this is to get branches that have fallen from outside of any kind of tree, anything. Get some branches and buy some ribbon, or get some at the thrift store or make some or rip some really pretty colored, fabric or sheets or anything. And you write what your blessings are. Write a blessing tree and you tie it on the different branches, and it turns out absolutely beautiful. And especially if you're going to have people over, then you tie it on to those branches, and it makes the most gorgeous gratitude tree I have ever seen. All different colors, all different fabrics, it makes it really beautiful. That's a good way to celebrate when you're in the closet. There's nothing that says witch on that. It's just something that looks beautiful, and you can say it's a gratitude tree. I've tied all my blessings on there, tied it onto the tree so everyone can see how blessed I am. Nobody has any idea. Now I'm looking for my other hand. This is a bit crazy, but I respond to you as if you're talking to me personally. I am. I'm talking to you. And my English is getting so much better. You're welcome. Scratch my idea. Do your idea and said what was your idea? I missed your idea. I like all ideas. Wait. Celebration idea. Write down blessings through the year. Read on Mabon. Do gratitude ritual to thank for past year and bring in good vibes. Absolutely. That's really good. For sure. You didn't miss the whole thing, Kristen. Really. We're only 31 minutes in. Do you know me? I talk on forever. Thank your house too for climate issues. For sure. Perfect, Kristen. That's right. Absolutely. Blessing tree you might try to do with your siblings. Yeah, for young kids, absolutely. I used to do it with my boys, and because let's be honest, most of us parents anyway, when you let your kids do stuff like decorate the Christmas tree, and they have all ornaments at the bottom, and when they go to bed, you move them around, right? But really, with a blessing tree, you just tie it on a different thing. So the kids love it too. What is Mabon? It's the second harvest ritual of the year, Vanessa. It is celebrating the second harvest, the autumn equinox, when day and night are equal. And it's the end of a witch's new year. All right, Ayana, have a great night. You too, sweetie. So, sorry, my allergies are starting to kick in again. I'm going to have to start taking my allergy stuff. When the heat ducts turn on, which it hasn't yet, but we're starting to close the windows, my allergies start going. My daughter is 10 and collects sticks in a vase in her room and writes her hopes and dreams and drops them in a vase all year. Aw, that's sweet. I love it. I'm sorry, I meant to say when. Monday. It is, well, technically it's Sunday night, but it's Monday early morning at 3:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So we celebrate it for 3 days, really, but from Sunday at dusk until Monday at dusk, technically. What else? Do a super deep clean in your home. Get rid of what you don't need. So one of the things that starts happening is our leaves begin to change, at least up here. Powdered pumpkin or apple to incense. Not powdered, but I have done dehydrated apple chips and stuff. I've done that. I haven't tried pumpkin, I don't think. But that's a good idea. I would like to try that. Apple works pretty good. What was I saying? Super deep clean. Oh, yes, because around here, you start to see the leaves start to change. And it reminds us to get rid of what we don't need, to pare down when the dark half of the year starts coming. We want to get rid of all the stuff that we decided to accumulate throughout the summer at garage sales and everything that we're not using anymore. So we kind of look around and pare stuff down, and you can learn to let go of what we no longer need, what is no longer useful to us, just like the trees let go of their leaves so that they survive the winter. They kind of pull all the nutrients into their trunk so they survive the winter. And again, with the wheel of the year, That's why we celebrate what we celebrate. We celebrate with nature's cycles. And so we kind of act like the nature that is around us. Baked bread or apple themed dishes. Absolutely. Celebrate your abundance. Let's talk about some correspondences. If I can find my mouse. If I can find where I put them. Here they are. Okay, correspondences. So when you look around for fall correspondences, it's everything that we see. The colors are the harvest colors, yellows, reds, oranges, golds, all that kind of autumn kind of colors, right? Herbs, rosemary, chamomile, rose hips, sage. Foods, apples, breads, squash, carrots, wine. That's most of it. And then stuff that, for me, it's always about comfort foods, like, which is not always a good thing. But when the weather starts turning a little bit cooler and we start spending more time with family, we talk about comfort foods. So that starts to be stuff that you do in one pot, like stews. You do like a really good vegetable stew or a really good beef stew. You do stuff like casseroles. Stuff that you can do in one dish tends to be that comfort food kind of stuff. That is very good for autumn time. Very good. Animals. What animals are out this time of year? So you start looking at what animals are changing. The wolves start coming in towards this time of year. The deer, because they, well, around here it's because it's deer hunting season, which is okay as long as you actually use the deer, right? That's one thing I end up getting to arguments with my mother's boyfriend about, is using, if you're going hunting just to have fun shooting shit, then I don't like you. But if you're doing it because you use what you hunt, that's a different thing. Although I still don't think you need an automatic weapon that shoots 100 rounds of bullets per minute to do that. And I'm not going to get any more political than that, I promise. Okay. Owls. You started seeing owls, ravens. What else do I have up here? Foxes, squirrels start to, pull all their stuff in to get ready for the harvest season to I know, poor deers, to hibernate, right? All right. I was going to, now last year I focused a lot on the god. So what we believe as pagans, crows, yep, absolutely, ravens and crows. What we believe as pagans is that the god and goddess represent what's happening during the wheel of the year. So at this time of the year, we're talking about the god who at Lunasa got into the fight with, it was the Oak King and the Holly King, and the Holly King stabs the Oak King, right? And at Mabon is when the god dies. So the god dies and he sacrifices himself into the fields for nutrients. So the nutrients sit in those fields all winter long and they get covered up, and that is what allows, I know there was not a knock at this window because it's 2 stories up. A little weird. That is what allows the spring growth, is because they've had that nutrient from the god all year long, all winter long, I mean, to feed from. Hold on, what am I missing? Sorry, guys. Can I still consider myself a pagan as I am? Yes, absolutely, for sure. It is, what you can talk about is the symbolism of the god and goddess story. You heard a knock too? Oh, good, Kay. It wasn't just me then. Kind of was like, huh. I mean, it could have been these windows, but I didn't hear it over here. I heard it over there, and that window is 2 stories up. Right? Maybe it was a squirrel knocking. Anyway, you could talk about the symbolism of what the god symbolizes, right? That the god dies in the fields and nourishes the soil for the spring. When Ostara comes and Beltane comes and things start to grow again, they have fed off the god's sacrifice all year. Can't stand crows. They make me think of evil. Really? I love crows. Crows are really, really smart, which makes sense for the dark half of the year. What did I miss? Hold on. Sorry. I feel like crows bring messages from, yes, the other side. Absolutely. I think so too, Deb. And they say that crows bring messages of change. It has been 7 years since last cicadas. Crows are the smartest birds today. Yes, they are very, very smart. Absolutely. All right, now I have to remember what I was talking about. Sorry. Squirrel. Squirrels are cute, but bats are cuter. I love bats. Okay. Other just ideas of how you can do something to celebrate Mabon. Go apple picking. Go apple picking. They're out in season now. It would be great to go through an apple orchard and go pick some apples. I plan on doing it. I'm really hoping the Honeycrisp apples are ready for us because they're my favorite. They're so good. Cast a spell to protect your house. So before winter comes and everybody comes inside, cast a spell around the outside of the house to protect whatever is inside. People, things, animals, whatever. Your energy. Honor the Dark Mother. So this is, I would not really do that until, that was somebody else's suggestion. I would really do that until Samhain. You're welcome to. But because the day and night are in balance, I just honor the balance at this time. Show us an easy home protection spell. Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. You love Honeycrisp? Oh, they are my favorite. They're so good. They're so sweet and juicy. And do a beginner witch protection tutorial. Absolutely. I will also direct you into my playlists. I'm trying to remember. I did a whole thing about protection herbs and what you could do for protection. I think it was somewhere around February. I think. I'm trying to remember. But I did do a whole thing about protection, but I will go over it again at some point, I promise. Yes, Earth Mother more than Dark Mother now. I agree. The Dark Mother is really whatever dark goddess you feel drawn to. So in the light half of the year, there's a lot of goddesses that talk about spring and renewal and stuff growing and that kind of thing. In the same token, in the dark half of the year, there's a lot of goddesses that talk about shadow work, that talk about pulling your family around you, that talk about things that you normally think about more in the dark half of the year. So there's lots of, light half of the year goddesses and lots of dark, and it doesn't mean you can't work with the Dark Mother. My allergies are freaking going crazy. Sorry, guys. And we'll watch. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Hi, Luna. That doesn't mean you can't work with, dark goddesses in July. You can work with whatever goddess you want. But I tend to start working with more of the dark goddesses there must be something growing that isn't normally, or it's usually for me, it's the dust that starts getting kicked up in the vents. Starts killing me all summer or all winter. I mean, learn how to can food. That's a big one. That's one that I did not know how to can food for a long time. And I had Deb. Hello, my darling. I love you so much. Damn it. I forgot I was going to bring it down. Deb, I haven't seen you on here since I got my incredible, awesome junk journal, Book of Shadows journal thing, and I thank you so much. It's the most amazing damn thing ever. I just love it. Love it. Love it. Adore it. It's awesome. It's like the coolest thing ever. So just so you know, I love it. Okay. So, yes, canned food. Learn how to can food. That's something that not a lot of people know how to do these days because we go to the grocery store, right? Right? The journal was gorgeous. Oh my God. It's like, it's the coolest thing ever. I haven't had enough time because Jaco's been around and it's been a horrible week. But every time I look in it, I see something different. It's the coolest damn thing. I just adore it because I'm not that crafty. I like to pretend I'm really crafty, but it was gorgeous. Okay. So yes, canning. Many people do not, or most people now don't know how to do canning. And that is something that my grandmother knew how to do. And when she died, you know, gosh, it's been over 10 years now. I felt like, I really didn't learn how to do so much from her. So I made my aunt teach me how to can. It is something that everyone should learn. So you can save up stuff, and it's better than, buying canned goods is making some, because it's so much better for you. So much better. All right. What else? I do have a story that I want to read you about Persephone and Demeter. Let me talk about, let's talk real quick about the Mabon altar, because we're here and we're down here. I thought I would just show you some of the things that I have on my Mabon altar so you can, I don't know, get some ideas. And I have to say too, guys, I hope you know, the people who know me know this, but anything that you see on here that you want to steal, not the actual thing, but the idea, feel free. I'm not one of those people that goes, that was my idea. Why did you? I don't. Please do. If you like it and you want to do that again, thank you, Stephen. You are. I didn't even have to say anything. In the back of my head, I thought, wow, it'd be great if Stephen could go find that video. Stephen just posted the link for the Protection Magic video that I did. I just love you, Stephen. Thank you. Love you. Yes. So anything that you want to, any ideas that you want to steal on your altar, go right ahead. Doesn't bother me, not even a little. It's a matter of fact that makes me feel good. Like I gave you an idea that works for you. Awesome. Please do. 8 days in and not smoking. Oh, honey. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. I know that is a hard thing. I quit 10 years ago and it was pretty much the hardest thing I've ever done. So I feel for you, and I was the complete, I won't say the C word. I was a complete bitch though. Let me tell you. Really complete bitch. I might collect, hold on, damn it. I gotta go back to my video so I can see your comments. Might collect some acorns and put them in a small bowl. Don't have a lot of room, but sometimes the tiniest altars can be the most loved. That is right. That is right. Absolutely. Okay, so what's on my altar? We'll start way over here. I don't know if we can see all of it. Okay, so I have a bunch of little pumpkins that I bought at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has a bunch of their Halloween stuff out. And so I got a bunch of little pumpkins. Actually, no, that's not true. I shouldn't mislead you. I did not get these at the Dollar Tree. I got them last year sometime at a garage sale. But I think I saw some very similar at the Dollar Tree. So I have lots of little pumpkins around. I told you I have tons of little apples. So I separate my altar. The goddess side is on the left and the God side is on the right. I think I've turned into a demon. I don't blame you, Deb. Just keep saying, I know I'm a bitch, but it's worth it because I'm going to stop smoking, and I totally don't blame you. I was a cunt. Oh, I was a cunt. But I didn't say that out loud. Okay, so the God side for me is the right side, which means the God has the gold candle and the goddess has the silver candle, because that's what I think of. And a lot of correspondences talk about silver being the moon and the goddess side. And the God side for me, does your altar need to be a certain size? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me tell you, the simplest altar I've ever seen was a black table that had 4 shot glasses, and one had a candle in it for the fire element, and one had dirt in it for the earth element, and one had water in it for the water element, and one had, I think, a feather in it for the air element. You don't have to have, it does not, it can be the simplest little thing. It can be, you know, understand, guys, that I've been practicing for 18 years. So my altars, I've been collecting shit for a long time. You're not going to start out like this at all. Don't worry about it. Please don't think that you need all this stuff. That's what my Beginner Witch series was all about, right? Is that you don't need all of that stuff. I'm just giving you ideas. You saw sheaves of wheat today, but it was $20? Really? That's one of the things. Shamar and I have been looking for actual sheaves of wheat for like 2 years now. And I still, you would think, I have some farms around here. You would think I could find some, but no, I can't. Nope, it can be any size. You can even have yours in a mind space. Exactly. Right here in your mind. For sure. You've been practicing since I was 1. That's so funny. Well, I will tell you, I have been practicing since my son was born. So my youngest son was born, and he's going to be 18 in December. Trader Joe's $3.99 for wheat. What? Really? Trader Joe's, I'm going this weekend, so I hope they have it. Yay! Astral altar. Exactly. One you can go to in your mind. Cinnamon brews and whisks. Hell yeah. Right? No kidding. Okay. So the God side for me is the right side. Again, if you don't want a God side and a goddess side, you just want a harvest altar, do that. This is just my idea, guys. And again, you can steal whatever you want. It's just, this is what I do. I have my my skull here, my deer skull with the horns. I have corn candles because it's harvest time. I have cornucopias. Are a specific symbol of Mabon. And so I have cornucopias on my altar. I have my offering dishes for Mabon are leaves. I have, this is also my God representation that I made. Don't laugh. It's very cute. I love my little God, but you know, I don't expect you to love him. He's handmade. So yes, it looks like a kindergartner did them, but I love it. I have, this is my athame, which is deer antler handle. This is a bit hard to say, to be honest, but I feel safe enough. I've struggled with self-harm for years, and I've been clean for a week now. I'm finding you in this family. Red Rum, I'm very proud of you. I am very proud of you, because that is not an easy thing to do. And sometimes when you self-harm, I have a niece who self-harmed, and I really didn't understand it until we talked about it in depth. And sometimes it is, you feel that your life is out of control, and you feel like this is the only thing you can control. And it's hard and it's scary. And as a parent, we're like, oh, honey, you know, that's our first reaction is, oh, don't do that. Oh my God. But we have to understand that you're trying to control as much as you can. And sometimes that's like the only thing you can do. But I'm very proud of you. It's really not easy at all. I love you and I'm proud of you. All deer come with handles. I know, right? Absolutely. Yes, 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 for sure. Aw, don't cry. You're going to make me cry. I'm a crier. No crying. Red Rum, I was there a year or so ago when my mental health was so bad. This family gave me so much strength in a home I didn't have before. I love our Love Fest. You guys, seriously, Sorry, I keep my itching my nose, my damn allergies, but I don't, you know me, I'm blubber. But this channel and this family to me has just meant everything. It's because it gives me purpose. The reason that I do this is to help connect. I just feel like that is my goal in life, is to help people to connect to whatever spirit they feel. And I hope that in some way that I have helped you, then that's awesome. That's why I do it. And I hope that I'm a facilitator that can bring the family together, and that's what I want to do. So I'm so happy that has helped any of you. I'm just elated. Totally elated. See, you're not alone. You've got other people who used to self-harm too. Narramain. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. You can't stop crying. Stop it! Stop it! I'm going to start. Big group hug. Ready? Okay, group hug. I hate that we're this far away sometimes, but that's why I like it, because we're not. We're right here. Put your arms around yourself and give you a big hug, and it's from all of us, right? During November, to write what we're thankful for in this coven. Ah, for sure. Good. I love you guys. Okay, now I did see a question. I swear I saw a question. What is the white stuff something or other? Damn it. Hold on. I'm getting back to it. 1 second. What is the white beside the harvest blessing? The white, what looks like, oh, is it this? You're talking about this? This is a sheath of wheat. That Shamara and I were just talking about wheat. So this is my ceramic sheath of wheat. If that's what you're talking about. I really want a real sheath of wheat, but I haven't been able to find any. So now I'm going to Trader Joe's. So, okay, what else? My Athame, I have my Green Man representation here, my little candle. These you can get at Walmart and all over the place. I see them all the time. These two are pumpkin candles. I've had them for years now, and my cool candles, I have a hard time actually lighting them. Like, I'll light my gold candles, those candles and stuff, but like my apple candles and stuff, it's hard. My corn and my pumpkin, it's hard to light that because I just want to keep it all the time. It's terrible. I have apple candles here that you can see. What else? Oh, I have the little apple offering dish here that is, I put salt in there usually. This is actually my pentacle. I'll try to lift it up without knocking the gems off. Okay, so these Put it down, Jen. Okay, so let me take the gems off and explain what they are first. But Mabon is about letting go. Yes, that's true. It is. And I swear this year I'm going to light at least one apple candle. How's that? Okay, so these big glass gem things, I think I've seen them at the Dollar Tree. And I bought one for each element, and I put them on my pentacle, which this is my pentacle. And it has a spot for a tea light candle, which I have an apple tea light candle, and it has a spot for incense. So I put the element, they're just fake gems, but this is red for fire, so this is south. So this is terrible, but because it took me a long time to figure out directions. Like fire was south. I mean, that one's easy, but east and west and all that, it didn't click with me right away when I first started practicing. So I've had these big, ugly, glass gem things for a long time, like over 10 years, I think. But I have seen them, I think, at Dollar Tree. But I put them in the direction of where south is, so I know where to face. It's just a little stupid trick, but I have done this now for years so that I never say to myself, wait, which way is south again? So if you use your little compass app or you get a little compass and you say, okay, north is green. Green is earth. So you put the green gem in the direction of north. Then when I'm doing my ritual, I know which way to point. It's just a trick for me. You can use little candles. You can use whatever you want to use. Blue is for east, or blue is for west and water. This is yellow, kinda. It's for air and east. Green for north and earth, and red for south. So then I know, even though it looks kind of like decorative gems on my pentacle, I know which way I'm pointing. You can also, I got little chime candles. Yellow is for east or air. You can get little chime candles and put them in the direction on your altar so that you know which direction you're pointing at. You do what you have to do. It is absolutely. I used to feel the same about special jar candles. Now I go ahead and burn them and use them as votive or small pillars, right? Absolutely. Such a gorgeous idea with the gems and the apple candle in the middle, right? It's just, you do little tricks. I found your channel not too long ago. I was catching up with all your earlier videos because I love how you explain things. This is my first live of yours. Well, hello, Sydney, and welcome. I hope you continue to come if you are interested. If you're on Facebook and you're interested in being on the Facebook group, the link is down below where the information is. I put the link down there, and you're welcome to come in. You just have to say that you are a subscriber and what your YouTube name is. So welcome. Okay, so on to the rest of the altar. So the bell represents the goddess. So when we want to call the goddess, and yes, I got a corn bell. And if you didn't see the live when I showed that I got a corn bell for Mabon, I was so damn excited. It was insane. At a garage sale, I think. I can't remember if I got it at Savers, I think. So when you call the goddess, you make the bell sound. And yes, Hexon made fun of me because he was like, that is crazy. But I was like, yay, I got a corn bell. Because I have a different bell for every season. I know. I'm goofy. That's the way I am. Yes, and I thought I knew a lot. She's taught me so much more. Thank you. I found a coffin candle at Target. Yay! But I don't know if I'll be willing to burn it. See? Right? The guy's reaction, I know. I've never celebrated Mabon before, and I'm glad you're doing a live talking about it. Good. I love Mabon is one of my favorites. Really is. Okay, so what else? What else do I have? Oh, here's the chalice, which in this case I just did like a harvest color chalice. Yes, I've got one for every holiday now, pretty much. Uses for railroad spikes. Railroad spikes are great for crossing, bindings, uncrossing, and unbindings. Just they're almost always made out of iron. So anything that you're doing, make sure you don't want the Fae involved because the Fae won't have anything to do with it. But it's also good for protection because it has iron in it. You can make, when you make witch bottles to protect your house, you can put an iron spike in it. All that kind of stuff. It's really good because it's pure iron usually. Okay, the cauldron. The cauldron represents the goddess's womb. So it's another representation of the sacred feminine, right? We've got lots of horns and the athame and like phallic symbols on this side. On this side, we have lots of stuff that represents the womb or sacred feminine kind of stuff. I burn incense that I make in here. You put a charcoal disc in and you put the herbs on top of it. It smells awesome. I also have a hot plate here, guys, because this cauldron doesn't have feet. So make sure you have some kind of something to put it on. Don't just put it on your wood table or your altar cloth or anything like that. Will you do a Mabon ritual live? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I usually do. I think there was one holiday. What didn't I do? Litha? Did I not do Litha this year? Can't remember. I did Lunasa, but... Okay, so the goddess side, I have my little harvest goddess. I found her at the flea market this year during Tarot Stock, and I thought she'd be perfect for the harvest goddess at Mabon. What is she? She's like a little pilgrim from a Thanksgiving set, probably. But again, when you're looking at thrift shops and garage sales and flea markets and stuff, you got to look at things through different eyes, right? So this is a harvest goddess now. Pretty good. All right, and I have some harvest colored candles and that kind of thing. And then up on the second shelf, I got, actually, Hexen bought me that that bowl, that gorgeous bowl, which I put a whole bunch more of the pumpkins in there. And I will probably use it for whatever I make to put on the altar. I usually make some kind of bread for the altar to represent the god. And then the wine or the juice or whatever represents apple cider a lot. Apple cider is a great thing to have for Mabon on your altar. That represents the goddess. I have apples. I have a bunch of squirrels. I don't think I've shown you guys. Cassandra Wetzel. Yep, not Wetzel. I'll never get her last name right off the top of my head, but got me a little squirrel. So basically you're your own witchy shop. Yes, I am. And actually, Red Room, it's funny you bring that up because if you've been here long enough, you'll get to realize that that's my goal. Someday I'm going to open up my own witchy shop, which is why I keep all this stuff. When I talk about like culling down your collection and getting rid of stuff you no longer need and stuff, I'm sure my husband would wish that I would do that. But part of why I collect as much stuff as I do and I allow myself to have that much is because I expect to have a witchy shop someday. She also got me this little squirrel coin. Look at... Isn't that cute? Can you read it? I don't know if it's focusing. It says, Sower of the Forest. Isn't that cute? And then it has squirrels on the other side too. Now I'm chanting for you to open up a shop. Yay! I know. I really will. I do believe that that's going to happen. At this point, I am working prosperity spells and stuff to try to get... If I had health insurance, I would be able to quit my job, I think. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cult Metaphysical Bookstore. I know. And I want to have the biggest pagan library in the area. If you haven't seen all my books yet, I'll have to do another book tour eventually. I have lots of books. Lots and lots of pagan books. I don't have everything I want yet, but I have lots of books. My poor husband. I have an owl and a fox and a squirrel. I have, this is, losing my mind. Mookite, which happens to be in harvest colors. So I have a mookite spear. I have grapes up here that are, fake grapes. They're actually antique glass grapes. Have you ever explained how you figured out the squirrel is your spirit animal? Here's the thing, Luna. I wish I could remember. Somewhere in one of my videos from last year, I've only had that for a year. Somewhere in one of my videos last year, one of you people called me Mama Squirrel. And it just fit. It really did. Because I know me. I know I'm ADD and squirrel and... I honestly, I really need to go back and try to watch, although I hate watching my own videos. That's partly why I don't, because, you know, you pick yourself apart. You're like, oh, why did I, or I did that, or I sounded like that, or whatever. I don't usually watch my own videos ever. But someone gave me that monocle and it has stuck. So they all started calling me Mama Squirrel, and it just is. I mean, I'm ADHD and I get distracted easily, and I've only had it for a year and it totally fits. So that's me. All right, so that's what I have on my altar. I'm not going to show you that. I mean, well, I can show you. Oh, hopefully. That's the upper shelf. That's my Egyptian shelf. Because Sekhmet is the goddess that I'm working with currently. And Anubis and Thoth. And who else is up there? Maat. Maat was my first goddess that I ever worked with. The goddess of justice. So, Mama Squirrel to all your younger ones. I'm old enough to be her mama. Ah, that's all right, Shamama. Yeah, Shamama. See, now I'm going to start calling you Shamama. That's all right, Shamara. You can still call me Mama Squirrel. I call all people younger than me kids anyways, even if they're like, 40. Puts nuts away for the winter, right? I can't believe it's going to be a year we've known each other. I know. We do need an anniversary party. I know. Because a lot of you guys saw me, found me last year after I did my Beginner Witch series. A lot of people found me after that. And it's grown exponentially since then. I can't believe. I think, what am I up to now? I think I'm up close to 6,000 people as subs, which is an unbelievable number. I can't, to think of, there's 77 people out there who are watching me right now. I have to say, that's one of the weird things, guys, that I'm always like, I'm just a person. I'm not, it's funny to me. It cracks me up when people message me and they're like, oh, I watch your channel and I love you and stuff, which I love. I absolutely love. And I answer them back. They're like, oh my God, you answered me back. Because I'm like, yeah, of course I answered you. You messaged me. Of course I answered you. But people, don't think you're real or something. It's a weird experience. Watching all the way from Algeria. That is so cool. So I have people around the world now. I love it. You're not just a person. You're a beautiful soul, and I'm very happy. I love you too, Hexen. And I am, though. I'm like you guys. What I mean is I'm not any special person, or I'm just like you. I'm just me. It's not, I don't, for one thing, and I think, again, I think that that's why people get me, and that's why people like me, because I don't put myself out there as something different or, I don't know, above people, or because I don't feel like that. I'm just me. And if you guys connect to it and you learn stuff, then I think that's great, because that's what I want. But I think the more I am like that, the more you can connect, because I'm not saying like, this is the only way to do this and you're wrong if you don't know how. I hate those people. I shouldn't say that. I don't hate. Yeah, kind of. Maybe I do. You are a persona as opposed to a person. Oh, yes, a person as opposed to a persona. I know what you meant. Yep. And no one is as loving. Ah. She's honestly such a beautiful soul. Ah. You guys, stop it. I found you through the Beginner Witch series too. I've learned so much. Thank you. You have a smaller channel. It's more cozy. Yeah, exactly. You are amazing and motherly. Thank you. Good. And I'm so glad that I did. Hi, Ginger. Welcome. I'm so glad that I did those Beginner Witch videos, because a lot of you found me through those. Oh, I'm sorry, Gypsy. Hi, sweetheart. How are ya? Damn YouTube. Sometimes they notify you and sometimes they don't. Can't wait to meet you next year. I know, right? Yay! So Honey Owlette is going to be doing, I'm so excited for this, especially since I finally started getting on those videos, is going to be doing for Witchy Palooza. I hope you all come to Witchy Palooza. If you can make it, please do. We're going to try to figure it out. And I swear we're going to start doing the fundraisers for Witchy Palooza. I promise. What am I saying? Fuck. Meet you. And oh yes, Honey Owlette is going to be doing she's going to be teaching us a dance. Like a Middle Eastern kind of witchy dance. And go to her channel, and she started the whole series. And thank you, Hexen. And it's awesome. And I cannot wait to do this. It's going to be so fun. So if you guys are planning on coming, what is Witchy Palooza? I forget. Oh my goodness. There's people who haven't been here that long at all. It's so cute. I love you all. So last year we called it Tarot Stock. And what it is a gathering that you all are invited to. If you watch my channel, you are invited. I live in Western New York. Central New York, Western, kind of in between. I live in the outskirts of New York, not New York City, not anywhere near New York City, but the outskirts. It's outside of Rochester. And I invite every one of you to come to my house, to bring a tent, I try to make it as cheap as possible. So if you want to bring a tent, that means that you don't have to have a hotel room. There are hotel rooms around here that you can get for a fairly good rate. And we'll talk about it more there as we get closer to it. And we had a blast. I can't remember how many people now showed up this year. We called it Tarot Stock. This year we're calling it Witchy Palooza. But we had close to 20, I think, all said and done in the weekend part. I think we had close to 20. And it was a blast. We did some classes. We went shopping, and we kind of taught each other how to do witchy thrifting shopping. You're in Binghamton. Well, Kristen, you're right down the road. You're coming. I love you too, Unicorn. Thank you for coming. Welcome. And we just have a blast. We do fires at night, and we do drum circles, and we do rituals, and we do all kinds of stuff. Literally, the hotel's next door. Yes, it is. It's walking distance. It's right down the hill. And we just have a blast, you guys. We're going to have, Binghamton is only maybe a half an hour from you. Well, Serrana, you have to come too. Now, I'm not that close to Binghamton. Will there be wine? Of course. Of course there'll be wine. I'm between Buffalo and Syracuse. That's where I am. Outside of Rochester. We just had an amazing time. That's how I met Mama. That's right. Bob came with Ben. His husband brought him. And I met both of those wonderful people. And I'll be teaching Reiki again this year. And we have a whole bunch of our admins and people are going to be doing different classes on stuff. It is a week-long thing. So please plan on trying to be here for the whole week. We're having fundraising starting up after Samhain because it's just too much with, the summer and everything. After Samhain, we're going to start the fundraising back up. And we really, I have to say, we think we're a family already, and it couldn't have been better. We really melded as a family together, the people who did come and the people who participated online. We try to do as many lives as we can. To be honest, we probably didn't do as many lives as we wanted to because we just wanted to be in the experience, But you guys, if there's any way you can come, please do, because I don't know how to describe it other than it really melded us as a family. Yes, Poppets is a class. Awesome. Sounds good. So what if 6,000 people show up? We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. This year I want to make it kid friendly. I will tell you that absolutely, for sure, bring your kids and we can do stuff with the kids. I will tell you that there is some kind of adult activity that goes on, especially at nighttime. There's, some herb smokage and stuff going on. So just be aware of that ahead of time. But you know, we do stuff like shopping and classes and all that stuff that kids can be involved in for sure. How far is the airport? The airport is close. It's like what, 30 minutes? What's the date again? It starts, I don't have, oh, my calendar's in front of me. It is, we're doing it around Litha. So it's during Litha. I know it's, okay, June, I want to say, it's the week of Litha. So it's like the 21st, somewhere around there. It's the end of June. The dates are actually, we have an event already started on the Facebook page. So if you look, thank you. I love you, Bob. June 18th through the 25th. There it is. Please come. Please plan on spending the whole week if you can. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a blast. For sure. Beautiful. Your birthday is June 23rd. Perfect. Come and celebrate with us. We have people who are missing Pride to come because it was that fun. We just had a blast. I'm telling you, it is a bonding experience for sure. So I hope everyone comes. And if we get that many people, we may, you know, maybe we'll move it to the campground down the street or something. That's the ultimate goal is, guys. So just so you're aware, I try not to say this out loud all the time, but it's good to put your goals out there. The ultimate goal is I'm going to buy some land and make a pagan campground and have a big barn that will have classes in it, that I will have the shop in it, that, how many showed up? It was close to 20, I think. Wasn't it, you guys? At least for the weekend, it was close to 20. Not according to Puerto Ricans. What? Did I miss something? Mine is the 22nd of June. Perfect. You can't come, Danny? Oh, no. They don't tell anyone anything until it's done. Ah, I hear you. Yeah, it was 22 total showed up. Thank you, Gypsy. Bob said 23. So, it was just about 20, a little bit over, a little bit under. And we just, everyone bonded. Everybody had a great time. Nobody, I don't think, felt left out. I don't think. I haven't heard that. You know, we made a point to make sure everyone was included. There is no bad feelings at this event because I don't want there to be. Because we need to have positive stuff, and when we love each other so much, it just turns out great. Okay, I've been on for an hour and a half almost. Damn, I have lots of stuff too, you guys. But that's okay. You know what? I'm gonna be on I'll be on tomorrow. We can talk about Mabon more. I think probably we'll quit because an hour and a half is a long time. I'm thinking maybe 30 to 40 people should arrive this year. I'm afraid of being awkward, but I can't wait. Little Dandelion, I'm telling you what, don't be afraid of being awkward. Because I will tell you, and those people who are here can tell you, first of all, my goal of this whole thing is to try to make people feel as comfortable as they can and to make sure that they're included. And so my big goal for the whole thing is to run around and make sure everybody feels included, to make sure we pull everyone in. Hi, Jack. And people who didn't know, Jack came last year and was all by himself and didn't know anyone. And he's totally a part of us. And everybody, there's people who came by themselves, met people that are now going to be lifelong friends and relatives. I can't tell you enough. I know people, it's a weird thing, right? When you're looking at somebody on a TV screen and you're like, I'm going to meet these people. But I will tell you, first of all, I will tell you, this is me. I'm like this. This is how I am. I'm not anybody different. When you meet me, this is who I am. So you know me already. I might not know you yet, but you know me. And that was, for me, that was the weirdest part. I felt like, I hope I remember names and stuff. But once you can put a face to the name, it works out great. I have come out of the broom closet to arrive this year. Feels like a lesson for me to grow and conquer my anxiety. This year seems like a growing year for me. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I could probably go another hour and a half, right? I know. And I will. I promise I'll be back on tomorrow. Because I want to focus on Persephone and Demeter. The story of Persephone and Demeter is very much about Mabon also. So I'm going to read a version of that story tomorrow. We'll talk more about the rituals because I know everybody was excited to talk about rituals, and I wanted to make sure we got an idea of what an altar could look like for Mabon, what to include in your altar. I'm in South Carolina. Anywhere in this area? Allison, I'll tell you that a lot of people come up from Florida. So if we have people driving again, I'm sure we had people that carpooled and didn't know each other. So absolutely, we will figure it out. If you want to go, just let us know and we will try to match people up, okay? We are family. That's right. Bob, you're still on. I'm proud of you. It's 9:00. Good for you. I just left South Carolina. See? We'll figure it out. It's bound to happen. Families, yep, absolutely. Florida here might need a ride. Absolutely. We'll figure it out for sure. See? Florida. I'm in Virginia. See? We'll figure it out. We'll carpool people. We will... and that's part of why I do it at my house is because I want it to be as cheap as possible. So, you're welcome to come in the house if you need to, and sleeping bags on the floor. I don't have a whole lot of, beds because all my damn kids keep coming home. But you never know what'll happen by next summer. I might end up with more rooms. But otherwise, bring a tent and you can sleep out in the tent. We're going to try to have, we got a couple tents this year so that people could sleep in them. I want to get a couple more. So we'll have a couple extra tents if you don't have a tent that you can sleep out in the tents. It should be a little bit better weather. It was a little chilly this time. Well, I'm over here in North freaking Africa. Well, we got to figure it out, Red Run. We'll just put it out there in the atmosphere. Well, are you of age at least? How old are you? I shouldn't say that because I could get charged. New Jersey. Perfect. See? Lower New York. See? Awesome. Lower New York where? I lived in Watkins Glen for a while. 19. Okay, good. As long as I'm not kidnapping you, then we'll figure it out. Put it out there. We'll put a prosperity spell out there, and we already have a prosperity spell out there. Who's across the pond? He's in Britain. Alexandria, Westchester. Gotcha. I'm in the Bronx. Perfect. See? Ohio. I know there's a couple people like I almost said Madigan. Lucy and Dave are in Rhode Island or New Hampshire? Shoot. Deb, which one are you in? I always get Deb and where Lucy and Dave live mixed up. One is in New Hampshire and one's in Rhode Island, right? New Hampshire. Okay, so they're in Rhode Island. Right. So, we'll work it out. All right, my loves. I love you guys so much. And this was great. And I hope that you do all feel like family because I feel like you're my family. That's why I love to come on. Is because I feel like we all can exist together and coexist together and we don't have to believe exactly the same things. And it's okay. We all love each other. If it works for you, it works. Right? Yay. Big group hug. Ready? Group hug. We'll be back on tomorrow. And to talk more about Mabon. What else do I have? I have this really, I forgot. My deck came in that I'm on a card. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was talking about, I backed a deck on Kickstarter. We're part of the, and so my little mug is on a card on this deck that I just got in. So I will show off that deck this weekend maybe. And yes, Jack, it's the LGBTQ plus deck. Is Mabon tomorrow? No, it is Monday morning. So we start celebrating Sunday evening, and we celebrate until Monday evening. So you can have your ritual whenever you want, really. I've had my ritual like a week later if, I was with a coven or something, but it's Monday morning at like 3:30 in the morning, I think, is the technical time of the equinox. But can't wait to see that deck, right? And what else did I got something. Oh, I finally got my Samity deck in too. So I'll show that off soon too. If I have time tomorrow, I don't think I'm gonna. I think I have 12 on for tomorrow too. I keep hoping that I'm gonna have a slower day at work. Oh yeah, I better not say anything because Jacob might come back tomorrow. So I definitely can't do a video tomorrow, but soon I'll show off my decks there. All right, sweethearts. I love you all. Have a good night. And I'll see you all tomorrow.